ran over tonight, but it's a work in progress. Any hoot, welcome to Willow Springs. This is the 13th season that we have made a trip here in SCL, dating back to season 12 in like 2013. So I've been coming here a long time. We've got all 3 races here this weekend. This is round 2 of the SCL season 24 IndyCar Series, the Golden State 300. You've got your field set. I'm going to go over the basic rules with you guys are as follows. When we head out on the track, you'll be getting into your starting position, standard single file. We've got 78 laps on the board. We've got 3 parade laps scheduled. We'll go out at the end of the first lap. We will pull in, make your strategy stop, put on your fuel, tires, whatever you want, get back out into your starting position. We will go for 3 parade laps, 3 pace laps in essence. Single file starts and restarts on the road courses. So you'll be running single file. And we have a flag limit tonight. I wasn't going to set, Rita's probably going to say too high. I'm going to set it at 8 just to deal with any clusters of stuff on a start or a restart. I know Rita and Warren are going to say we should go with 6. But basically, yeah, basically what I'm looking at is to put that number in. If what happens last week at Daytona happens here, where we run through the flags in the first half, and all of a sudden we get to the flag limit and guys suddenly learn how to do a restart, radical changes are coming. So if you guys want to keep it, clean and straight, we gotta, racing incidents are fine. Those are not the things that bother us. We shouldn't come anywhere near the flag limit of 8. So, let's just be patient, especially on the starts and restarts. Turn 1, the front group's going to slow down in front of you while you're still picking up speed. You just have to time it and get off the throttle and not run up their back. Because if somebody does that 2-3 times in a row early, at the least we're going to give you a 1-lap penalty, if not park you outright. So be careful with that. So we have an 8 flag limit. Caution rules as normal. Must be contact between 2 cars resulting in a full wreck. Little off in the dirt and back on the track's not a yellow. Spin off on your own, it's not a yellow. It's got to be a full-on crash and incident. You are running the spec cars. You can run any combination of the circuit setup, loose or stable. You must be in the road course car. I double check that right now just to be sure and make sure make sure you're on your right setup. If we do not hit the 8 flag limit, then the magic number is lap 74, being green to the finish if we haven't hit 8 already. Any hoot, couple of things as far as getting into the pits. We've been tweaking the pit entry stuff just so we don't have the DQ idiocy like I myself got in at the Daytona 500. And basically, this is a strange pit row, but even under yellow, the white line right there is your blend line. Once you go across that white line, you're heading into the pits. So don't be going across the white line onto the lane and then coming back out. Once you commit to it, you commit to it. That's under yellow or under green. One other, if you're racing under green and you're nose to tail with somebody, which the way these cars are set up, you're more than likely going to be, you have to communicate that you're going to pit. You're going to have to say, hey, I'm pitting this time. That way that guy knows to go to the inside because, you're not going to run yourself off into the dirt, but the guy behind them has to be paying attention too, because if you don't give the guy a little room, you're just going to run up his wing whenever he comes off the corner and starts veering into the pit. So try to communicate with each other as far as that goes. The one other thing about pitting under yellow, besides using the blend line, once you get over the white, you're committed, is one thing we're going to do different, and this was because of the mix-up with me and Twindy at Daytona, where both of us caused our own problem. We know that when we're under yellow, you accelerate you have no pit road speed limit. You guys know that. You can go full speed down the pit lane as long as you're not ghosting through people. But when we're heading into the pits under yellow, we're gonna pass a rule saying you do not accelerate until you cross the entrance to pit row. That way, or until you cross the blend line, I should say. Because once the car in front, once you can see that the car in front of you has not crossed the blend line and is not going to be pitting, then you can accelerate into the pit lane. But don't accelerate before that, because, what'll happen is what happened at the 500 with me and Twindy. I started to accelerate. He came back. Neither one of us did anything illegal, but we both did something silly that cost us. So, and me in particular. So we're just trying to protect you guys a little by that. That white blend line, it's basically parallel to the track here. It's going to be a lot different at the speedways and at some of the other courses. But, once a guy's committed across that, he's pitting. Once you cross that line, you can start accelerating down the pit lane. But don't do it before that. That way anybody can read what's going on, and we're not going to have any mix-ups and spins and all that kind of stuff. A couple trouble spots. Mainly, you guys are looking at the map. Turn one, obviously, when you're on top of somebody, you got to be careful. There's different entries to that corner, so be careful. The carousel should be okay, but right there in the trigger of the hammer of the gun up there, we call that right turn ridge, and then wheel hop ridge, where sector 2 starts. Very, very tough there. A lot of tough traction. Be very careful when you're nose to tail with each other. It doesn't take much to get a bump and pop somebody off. So just try to communicate and give each other some room, and use 4 wheels to turn, not 8. Firestone issues 4 tires per car per time on the track, so use those. Before I read the starting order, anything else? Rita, Warren, Daz, Cold, any of the marshals have that?
You all know the basics. Don't usually reset unless you're on your roof, and just let us know that you're going to do it. Other than that, everyone else knows the rules. Good racing tonight, gentlemen.
And a few other things. This is basically just racing etiquette at this point.
Sit down.
We like to talk about trouble spots before we start racing. When we talk about the top of I call it the top of the hill, Budweiser corner, and then final turn. There's basically 2 lines through there, and if you're not on the gearbox of the guy in front of you, and you go let's say, because I do this, I swing out wide and then cut back in. All right, if you're on the gearbox and you cut in, and he knows you're there, clean pass. But if you're nowhere near that gearbox, and then he takes his line and you shoot in there, and you spin him out, sorry, that's on you.
That's a very good call, Warren. A very good point.
The guy in front of you has his right to the line. Alright? If you're not there, you're not there. Now, there's a couple exceptions. Of course, the second turn, which is a long 180-degree oval type corner.
Carousel.
Yeah, carousel. You're going to be running pretty much like an oval. If you have people up top, you're going to have people at the bottom. It's going to be fun through there, but you just got to keep your eyes open on your mirror. Because if someone has a run on you on the inside and you cut back down, then you're at fault. So it's just keeping your eyes out. This track's very narrow, but it feels wide. Don't let that discourage you. So just to keep that in mind.
That's a very good point, Warren, about being up in the hammer. It's like I always say to guys, as a driver myself, and this is what I was taught as a kid when I was in racing schools and stuff like that, is that, keep your eye on what's going on behind you. But when you commit to a corner, when you commit to hitting your apex, commit to it. So once you go, that guy's running. And I'm not one of those who runs that outside line, really, that Warren's talking about. But I know those guys that are. And he's right. You need to be right up on him if you're going to pass him to the inside there. Because if he doesn't see you up behind him by 2 or 3 car lengths and he starts sweeping that turn, you're 100% right. That's a trouble spot. So be careful. Give each other room. Let's have a good race. This is the 10th running, I believe, of this event. And we've been running this one a long time, and let's have a good weekend here. I'm going to read you your starting order now. Starting on the pole, capturing another pole position is D.W. McFreak in the number 9 car for Team Dana Moore Racing, former Indy 500 champion. Starting second for JME Motorsports in the Pennzoil car is O'Brien. Starting third, the defending champion of this race in the 26 car for Benson Speed Equipment is the Zebra. Starting fourth in the Sega Keith Motorsports car is WKK. Starting fifth for JME Motorsports in the number 12 is Carlin Hicks in the Sunday Cup League account. Starting sixth will be Rita St. James, defending IndyCar Series champ in the number 2 Verizon Chevy for JME. Starting seventh will be veteran Cat Guy in the TOW Racing Hydroxy Cut car. Starting eighth will be Progar, running in the 41 for newly signed to Wacky Racers Inc. Starting ninth will be Cold, Season 22 IndyCar champ in the Pennzoil JME Motorsports car. Starting 10th is Watcher in the 83 Renaissance Racing car. Starting 11th is Bedazzled Slinger in the 14 car for Wacky Racers Inc. Starting 12th is Kick-Ass Wookie, the rookie, in the Team Dana Moore number 8 car, I believe. 8 or 10. That was 12th. Starting 13th will be Rosta in the number 28 DHL car for Benson Speed Equipment. Starting 14th is Wanma in the Zenith Motorsports number 7, I believe. And starting 15th is Daz in the Team Dana Moore car. All right, guys, give us a thumbs up. You understand the instructions. Sorry for the delay, and we'll fire up today's Golden State 300. Well, maybe we won't. Not if Bedazzled hits the wrong button. I'll bet you that's what he did. The timing of that, it seems like he went to hit thumbs up and exited. Did you accidentally exit, Bedazzled?
Yes, I did. I was trying to get out of there. I accidentally hit the yes button.
One of the cool things about the league is the long history of it. You know, I've been around forever, and I've only got here in season 12. But one of the guys who used to race with us, he was a stock car specialist named Gearhead, this like 60-year-old Canadian dude. He was great at Daytona. He won a Daytona 500, won a lot of support races there. Gearhead used to have this habit all the time of accidentally hitting exit when he's just supposed to be pausing it, or, you know, we used to have segment races on the support series, and you'd have the segment would end and you'd pause and take a 5-minute break, and then, you know, we'd be like, all right, everybody be careful, unpause it, get going. And as soon as you said that, like half the season that we did that, Gearhead has left the room. It was like he'd come back in and go, well, don't you know it, eh? Just exit the room again. All right, guys, we're good to go. You got the 2-minute clock on. You get yourself set up. It's 1 Freak, 2 O'Brien, 3 Zebra, 4 WKK, 5 Carlin, 6 Rita, 7 Cat Guy, 8 Progar, 9 Cold, 10 Watcher, 11 Bedazzled, 12 Wookie, 13 Rosta, 14 Wanma, 15 Daz. Thank you all so much for showing up.
And big thanks to all you guys, the officials, Carlin, Rita, WK, for awesome work. Appreciate it. And all the other boys out there, good patience.
Yeah, thanks for your patience tonight. Seriously, we're still working. We're still working on this qualifying. You know, we don't want to see guys. We know there's a lot of entries now. We've seen this in the past, and we just know from experience that it's better to be. We're going to get better than this, but it's better to be a little late and give people a fair qualifying run than saying, okay, I got blocked in my 5 laps while everybody was on the track. And, you know, it's better to give everybody a fair shake. And the more we get that are getting bumped, and the more the support series races get run, we'll just expand on that. You know, when those start filling up, they'll become point series too. Okay, I guess I'm all right here. It's not the right one. Ah, fuck it. All right, guys, just over a minute. Great qualifying run, Freak. He's a 3-time IndyCar winner, won the season 21 IndyCar championship, or Indy 500, I should say. Was second in the championship. This is O'Brien's. I know where Warren found his. God damn it! He found it in the sand. Yeah. But O'Brien, that's his best qualifying run in the IndyCar Series, I believe. All right, guys. First of 3 parade laps. Get lined up single file. Don't wreck each other in the dirt. Yeah, you guys do have the push to pass button. As you can see, 10 blasts of it. Let me tell you from experience, 2 seasons ago, first time we ran this track on Project Cars 2 Season 22, I had a win in the books and ran out of fuel half a lap to go. Gave PT his first and to date only IndyCar win because I had used a few push to passes and it changed my fuel mapping. So be careful. That's the only time I'm going to say that. Other than that, run out, you suckers. As an official, I'm telling you that because that's what our mandate is as officials. We share technical information so everybody has a fair shot. The competitive information as a driver is, I hope all of you run the hell out. So go ahead and push that button as much as you want. But as an official, I have to tell you, it does affect your fuel mileage, so be careful. Yep, going in this time, guys. Strategy stop being made. Yeah, there's very possible with a 15-car field, someone's going to be sharing a pit. If that's the case, under yellow, the one ahead in the queue gets it first. Under green, communicate. Try to figure out who it is. If so, it's very possible it could be the first stall, and that might be me as the host. So we'll see. Definitely messed with my race last season a little bit, because I do remember now that I was sharing a stall. I believe it is me. And somebody's it's gonna say your pit's full. Tell me who that is. Anybody? Okay, so far nobody. Let me know, guys, if it does pop up, it will likely be myself or maybe Daz right in front of me. All right, we got 2 more laps. We're not going green this time by, so get her all lined up. We were going to set the pace speed at about 60 here, Freak, but you tell us what you think. That's fine. It's your prerogative. Tomorrow night we've got the California Grand Prix right here at Willow Springs in the Camel GT. That will feature the 3 main classes plus a GT World Challenge race for the bumps drivers. And Sunday is the Winston Western 300 in the Winston Cup Series. That will also feature a Winston West race for the bump drivers. No, it's single file starts and restarts on the road courses. Remember, guys, we have an 8 flag limit starting from the very beginning of the race. At the line, yes. Cannot pass to the inside until you cross the line. Get your brakes heated up in case you need them. You will need them, but yep, we got one more time around, guys. We're gonna let people's tires get a little more warmed up. I'm wanting to standardize it at 3 no matter where we're at, just to allow for that. But that's something that, you know, Warren, Rita, and the boys will have to decide on as well. Making the call tonight, though. All right, one more time by. Once we get off this front stretch, let's get in formation. So do your last bit of warming up the tires and brakes here on the front stretch. Biggest thing is, like we said on the starts and restarts, is coming into turn 1. Right about, look in front of you guys, right about where Freak is at is when the leaders are starting to check up or hit the turn. If you misjudge that, you will plow right into them. And I've lost many more races than I've won here from stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Absolutely. I got you.
You're right behind.
Guys, pulling her in. Best of luck tonight. This is one of our longest running races. We're really glad to have everybody here. Let's have a good one. This was a great race last season. Me and Zebra dueled it out at the finish. We have a lot of potential winners and dark horses here tonight. Freak, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's get closed in, guys. Shit. Sorry, Rita. That was me.
Clear.
Somehow kept it going.
On your left.
Damn, do it again. Tell you what, that extra lap didn't help heat the tires much. Sorry about that, watcher. I was just trying to. I knew he was coming back on the left of the track there. I was just trying to avoid him. Wasn't trying to block him.
Just take your own personal best lap. Keep it up.
Sorry, we didn't touch, did we, Cat Guy? I'm sorry about that. I saw you get loose and tried to get away from you. about you, but I just want some of that clear track Zebra's got. Yeah, when you're in traffic, you gotta fight. Right side, read it. Don't make me use a push to pass on you, Rita.
Left side. Still left. Too wide, left side. Clear now. Right side.
That was for Daytona last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it's gonna. Hopefully, it starts to straight out. I still got something. So, let's see. Leader in the pits. Oh man. Start pulling on it, and when you hit the pit, slam it a few times. No problem. I'll give you room to get in, don't worry. bitch on these cold marbles. Whew. How's the brake, Rita? I've been down that road. Alright, caution's out, guys. Caution's out. Caution's out. Pits are closed. Pits are closed. What happened? 60 miles an hour in zebra. Leaders in the final turn. Lead lap is 34. There's no wave arounds here on the road courses though, freak. So pull up leaders in the final turn. We can see it's clear in front of us. Pits are open this time by. Pits are open. Pits are open, yes.
Going back.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I knew what was going on out there.
One length back. He's still there. Still 1 length back. He's 2 lengths back.
How are we looking?
One length behind. Still there.
That's the first caution. Great job, guys.
Half length
Let's
back.
keep it that way.
Still half back. 1 length back.
Is everybody still on the lead lap?
Watch your mirrors. 1 length back.
Looks like, yeah, I see 15. We're good to go this time by, guys. All right, going green this time by. Great run. Let's keep it that way. Let's be easy on the restarts, especially from about 7th on back. You guys have fresh tires. The people in front of you don't. It's going to be your prerogative not to run them over on the restart.
Half length behind. 1 length behind.
No, we still got 15.
He's still there. Still
All right,
1 length back.
Yep, the zebra just blew up. Damn.
Still 1 length back.
All right, I'm going to wave it off so we can get everybody set up.
1 length back.
Damn, blew his motor halfway through.
Still there.
Yeah. He's got to slot in where he was, unfortunately.
Half length back.
I did not want to see that caution, though, Rita. Do you know why?
Still there. He's looking.
No, that's not the reason why. But good guess. Nah, not really, but, yeah.
Watch your mirrors.
Yeah.
Still there. 1 length behind.
That's a good guess, but yeah, that is true. Yeah. All right, let's just be careful on, like I said, you've got cold, old tires in
2
front of
lengths
you.
back.
At least the first 5. First 6, I believe, even. Yeah, 7, so be careful. All right, so we had our first blown motor. We are about 3 laps short of the halfway point. It's been a great race so far, guys. Hang on just a second. See, the thing is, this is not as bad as it was on GT6. On GT6, if you so much as touched the sand, you were spinning. So imagine running this place with absolutely no leeway. Even the paint, even the lines in the paint used to be slick. You remember that?
Still there.
Oh yeah. All right, we should be coming up to it.
Still there.
Alright guys, we're coming down the front stretch, holding about 64, 63 miles per hour. Closing into about a car length. We're holding. We're getting closer. We're holding, and we are green, 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 green. All right, caution's out, guys. Caution's out. Caution's out.
Two legs back. Copy. Box this left.
All right, guys. Pits are open. Pits are open. Pits are open.
Back. One leg behind.
Pits are open. All right. Well, I'll run over it real quick though, just to remind you guys. The officials are to open the pit once we can confirm that there are no tail enders that can go in before we open it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sorry if it was a little late, but I did have to call it before coming off the last corner. I'll try to get it a little quicker than that next time. All right, hang on a second.
2 lengths behind. Half length behind. 1 length back. He's 2 lengths back.
Sorry about that, Freak, but just so you guys know, that's the protocol that we're using now to speed things up. We're basically waiting to open the pits. We don't wait for the field to pack back up. We just wait until we can confirm that nobody can cheat the opening of the pits. Like there's no back marker that can dive in and get track position somehow. And then we'll open it. But I'll try to call it before the final corner if it comes up next time. Hopefully it doesn't come up again. That was 2 flags pretty quick, and we've done pretty good though so far. All right, Warren, the call's yours.
Watch your mirror. 1 length behind. Right side.
Inside, Ricky.
You're clear.
And that's a caution. Caution's out. Yeah, that wasn't all his. We didn't touch, but that wasn't all his fault. I came up inside, and he checked up to hold the corner, and it's just one of those things. He tried to give me room. Yeah, it's right off the restart, so the pits are not opening. All right, let me know when we're clear in the back. 14 cars. All right, we're good. So sorry there, Wookie. You did the right. I mean, I had a clean move, and I tried to give you room, but you checked up to keep the corner, and that was just a chain reaction. Speed limit's being held up front. Yeah, we're good to go this time, Warren. The field's yours. No, you're good. That wasn't you. I was getting arrow push from the car in front of me. Caution's out, caution's out, caution's out. Come on, guys. It's 4 now. 4 and 8 laps. All right, Warren, it should be clear. We did not make a lap, did we, Warren? All right. We're holding under yellow. All right, guys, let's reel it in now. We've hit, that's 4, right, Rita? All right, that's 4 of the 8. That was in 35 laps green. We're obviously getting too jumpy now on the restarts. Yeah, next time by. Yeah, I don't know what the... Yeah. Yeah, just mind the merge, guys. When you are coming back on the track. I got DQ'd from the Daytona 500 last week, so I didn't take somebody out. So I know the feeling. All right, Warren, it's your call on the restart. Closing her in, guys.
One length back. Still there.
Caution, caution, caution. Ah, damn, guys. Oh, come on. That's 3 in a row off a restart, guys. Spread it out a little. We're waiting on one more. We're burning right through them, guys. Come on.
One lane behind.
No. All right, we're good to go this time, guys. Going green. No, I know. It's okay.
Still on your left. Clear.
side, right side. Right side. Caution, caution, caution. God damn it. Yeah, the pits are going to be... Alright, clear the mics, guys. Clear the mics, guys.
Clear.
Pits will be open this time by. Damn.
Pit confirmed. Box
number
will
6.
be ready for you when you get here. Watch your mirrors. 1 lane back. Still there.
Alright, guys. Pits are open this time by. .55 rating. If not 55, 121. Actually scratched at 24:36. Pits are open, guys. We've got 6 of 8 on the board. We only got two cautions left, guys. So let's be easy on the restart.
Right side. Okay, clear.
Got 14 here. Got 14 back there. All right, we're good to go. O'Brien, the field's yours.
Left. Clear now. One on your right. 2 wide, right side. Right.
I'm glad you did.
You're clear.
Yep. Yeah, I'm still there.
The right behind. Still
What grass?
One left. Still there, left side. You're clear. Still there. Half length back. 1 length behind you.
And flash flood warning went off on the phone. Cost me a second of time, damn it.
Copy that. Pit request confirmed. We're ready for you when you are.
Well, you gotta love the live track on here. The longer we go, the dirtier the track has gotten. I can see where we've been all over the place. Who'd we lose? Down to 13. just coming, Wookie. Going inside. Thanks, sir. right, we are green to the finish, guys. Green to the finish. Green to the finish. Yeah, you gotta set up a button for it. Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say before we got the yellow, Rita. Now that we're green to the finish. If we hadn't got a yellow, that race was decided. Barring a spin or a pit road stuff. There was certain people on the right and certain on the wrong. Now we're coming up on 3 to go, guys. I hear that. I got a gap roasted, don't worry about me. I'm not going to be throwing it in there on you. On the right. White flag. Let me tell you a little secret too. I didn't realize it because I wasn't planning on using it until I had to. But I checked right here on this last run. I checked my buttons, and apparently I had no push to pass. Really? I'm gonna look when we're in the lobby. Kip, here I come. I'm only one short now. Lost another driver. Or at least they're at the back of the field. Let them wrap it up. We still got guys running. Well, the last two seasons I gave this one away. In season 22, I ran out of fuel in the last lap, and then last season, I made a pit stop mistake on my last pit stop and gave the track position away. So I just ran the same race I did the last two seasons, only this time I decided maybe I'll try not making any stupid mistakes.
That's what it's all about, man. Gotta do that. Like, really, I'm gonna claim time cost.
Yeah, good win, good job, Freak on the pole. Brian, you ran a great race. Qualified second, finished second. I believe both of those are your career best in this series. So excellent job. We managed Freak with a good podium. Warren with a fourth. Rita back in the top five. Progar, we got to give him a shout out. Good top of the front half of the field finish. Bedazzled had some speed. I know Cat Guy did too. And Daz, I feel bad for you there at the end, and because you had a car that was definitely podium or top five worthy all day. All right. No, we had the cluster guys. And we had the cluster cautions there, guys, but that was a very good race. We ran, except for a 10-lap segment where we put 6 cautions on the board or whatever. We were green the whole way. Everybody ran great. It was a great race. We call it right turn ridge and then wheel hop ridge, but either way, or the hammer or the gun, either way it's tough, and we know nobody was driving stupid. It's just you got to make a move when you got it. It's like the one that happened with me and Wookie. Wookie didn't do any. I got a run on him, came down onto the front stretch and got inside, and I checked up and gave him a room, and he tried to keep it on the track and held up, and that caught people behind him who got into him. Those things aren't. It happens, but other than that, it was a good race.
Everybody have a great night. See you Sunday.
Yeah. All right, guys. Tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night, guys. We got the California Grand Prix here with the Camel GT cars. So come on out, and we'll see you there tomorrow. Rita, Warren, let me grab you in the party for a minute. All right. Have a good night, guys. Yeah, only thing I wanted